Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Unnamed Sports Show right here on Gorilla Cross, broadcasting live from the Gorilla Cross studio right here in downtown Las Vegas. We have a dope Monday night show for you today. It's been a while since we've been on a Monday, but we are here live. I got some guests in the studio, a guest on Skype. So we're going to get right into it, man. I'm going to introduce all the way in Dallas, Texas, but he's a Chicago fan, so you guys don't have to worry about him overreacting tonight. He'll give some good analysis. But I got my man Mark Jones in the building. What's good?
What's good? What's good? Looking forward to it. Chopping it up with the fellas.
Yes, sir, man. Good to have you on. Been too long. I got my man back in the building. It's been a minute. My man Dre Bailey from Let the Ball Bounce in the building. How you feeling?
What's up with it, man? Let's get it.
Let's get it. And it's been a long time since I've had him on.
Yeah, it's been a minute, bro.
Because we usually do afternoon shows, but I hit him up today because I'm like, man, we're doing it later. Yeah. So this might be a good time to get Goose back in the building. What's good?
Yeah, man. We're here.
We are here.
Let's do it.
We are here.
Let's talk trade deadline.
You know what we should have did is went live Saturday. When you called me after you hung up, I was like, man, I should call you back and see if you can get to the studio because
I could have, because we talked for about an hour.
And the hits would have been, you know, the hits on the video would have been a lot because it had just happened. But listen, man, we're going to be talking about NBA trades, trade rumors, even some NFL. We're going to jump into a little bit of NFL trade rumors. Some people want to be traded, some people don't want to be traded and are about to be traded. So we're going to talk about that too. And we're going to talk about Beyonce and why I don't think she should be a country singer. I'm joking. I don't care. Let her make whatever music she wants to make.
She wants, man.
If my people can make hip hop, then you know, anyone can make any music they want. If it's good, it's good. Listen, if it sucks, we'll let you know it sucks. No matter what genre, no matter what color.
Oh yeah, doesn't matter.
But
I remember Post Malone came out with White Iverson. Remember that?
Yes.
I didn't even know he was black until I saw the video. I was like, yikes. All right, Posty.
I mean, Posty.
Posty.
So we'll do a little Grammy action in the pop culture segment tonight as well. So we are glad to have everybody tune in live with us tonight, right here on Gorilla Cross Unnamed Sports Show. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and subscribe to Let the Ball Bounce. They got their own channel now too, so make sure you subscribe, get these subscribers up, because we're doing a lot of sports shows out here in Vegas. Mm-hmm. And real quick, I got one beef, not even beef, it's just someone called me a goof on the Let the Ball Bounce.
GOOF?
Yeah.
What? And didn't put troop behind it?
No, he didn't put troop behind it. On the Let the...
That's nuts. That's nuts.
It was on... I'm going to pull it up, actually.
Don't say their name, though.
I won't say their name, dude. I'm not going to say that.
Tell me the name so I can say
No. Air them out, Quan.
There you go.
No, I don't.
There you go.
They need to get shamed. You know what I mean? Like, people just think they can say whatever they say and not face any consequences. I say air them out.
I agree.
No, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to call out Eyeball Network. But they put up this. First of all, LeBron interested in Warriors. LeBron opened the free agent talks with Warriors. It's not free agent season at all. It's not free agent season, guys. That should be the first thing you notice. Yeah. And I remember seeing this article years ago when LeBron was a free agent back in. I didn't know the exact
18,
year,
19?
but I knew it was. I knew it was a while ago before he had signed with the Lakers or you know.
Right
so.
It was right before
so Dre posted fake news. I said, I love how you took an old post from years ago and trying to make it like it's today. Free agent means, or FA means free agent, which he isn't one, because even if it was for this summer, he's not a free agent.
Yeah.
He signed for 2 more years. Yeah. And it's Eyeball Network said it's from the day goof. Go look it up. So I did my due diligence and I went to look it up.
Yeah. And before you say that, I know you couldn't see the comment. Because this person may have had you blocked or you guys vice versa. I'm not going to say his name, but there was a comment by Sean Johnson.
I thought you were going to talk about someone else I blocked.
Right when I said fake news, he said, you know, since you're an informant for Clutch Sports.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
That's
Donnie
pretty
Brasco for Clutch Sports.
That's
man.
pretty deep.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, how much they
Isn't
paying,
Clutch
though?
Sports spelled with a K? How can I be any type of informative?
Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
Anyways.
Yeah. And then I posted the article from 2018. So we're actually going to go to that article. And I usually don't call people out. It's just you call me a goof and you have a podcast. And I'm not going to talk about your graphics on the podcast because I don't do that. I don't hate. You're starting. You're trying. You're trying.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Let's look him up.
Eyeball Network has a podcast.
Let's look him up. This is what he's doing.
But I'm a goof. But my podcast looks a little different than yours. So if I'm a goof, you might need this goof's help. And I will help you. I don't know who you are, but I will help you because those graphics look tragic, Johnson.
Tough.
But so this, you can find it. It's the thing that supposedly from today. I click on
a
it.
link. You just clicked it.
And it says
2018.
February 1st, 2018. So I don't know who
Which
the
would
goof
still
is,
be trade
but
deadline. That would still be trade deadline.
it would. Yeah, it was.
Unbelievable stuff, man. Can't make it up.
Can't make it up.
Can't make
But
it up.
listen, since you're part of the goof troop, and I see Dre looking at the Cartoon Network right now podcast.
Wowzer.
And there's no love lost. You can call in. You could even Skype in on the show, and you would look better than you
Explain
did on your own
yourself.
podcast. But yeah, shout out to the Eyeball Network.
I didn't even know.
All right. Bless him.
Bless
Yeah,
him.
bless
Bless
them.
him.
Listen,
Bless 'em.
everyone starts somewhere. Listen,
Bless 'em.
our graphics did not look this good in the beginning of time. So, but they also never looked that bad.
Talk your stuff. Talk your stuff. That's what I came here. I just came just to stir it up.
Yes, sir.
Dre already knows
Yes,
I
sir.
like to see this side of Quan.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm sorry, I got to do
Quan
it.
Unleashed.
I gotta
Let's
do
go.
Quan Unleashed. Oh boy.
Yo.
And he is on our he's in our group.
No, that was the Let the Ball Bounce group.
It sure was. Cause I commented on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's okay. I mean,
oh,
listen,
he
man,
put
we're
this in the
Yes, it's in LTBB. It's in our group,
group? I
brother.
didn't even see.
he posted it. It's fine. Listen, and there, like I said, man, no love lost, no hate.
Wowzer. Do better, man.
Yeah, but
Do better, bro. Gotta watch who you cite, man.
listen, and sometimes we troll, right? Like I think all three of us kind of troll in the group.
Absolutely. I
But
enjoy it thoroughly.
the things we know is what we know. Like when we're stating facts on something, when we're really like going out there posting something that we know.
Sure.
And here's my thing. If I post something that's fake news, if I got, or I posted something because somebody posted a link and it was old news and I thought it was today,
My fault.
yeah, I will admit it's my fault. And I'll probably
L.
go ahead and delete it.
Sure.
Because I'm like, I don't want anyone else thinking this is real or of today.
Exactly.
So
My man went forward with his.
he
though.
kept
Like,
going. And
he
I've
stood
let
10
him
toes
know
down on that.
multiple times
Okay.
that it's not relevant today.
Yeah.
And it's still up there.
He stood 10 toes down on an article from 7 years ago.
Yeah.
He's been a member since 2022, September 8th, 2022.
Wow. Oh, so he know how we get down. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I might need to revisit that. Let's put a bump on that, Quan. Can we put a bump on that?
Put a bump on that
Yeah,
one.
let's put a bump on that.
Put a bump on that one.
I'll attend to that when we get off air.
All right, the trade of all trades, the craziest trade. I'm not going to go around the room and ask what you thought because we all have the same thoughts. There's nobody that had a different thought when this trade came on your phone or if you're watching TV and you saw the ticker.
Yeah.
We all had the same exact feeling when this happened. It's fake.
Yes.
I clicked on it.
Immediately.
I thought ESPN, there's so much crazy stuff going on in this world.
Oh, yeah.
Planes fall. So if you could hack airplanes and Black Hawk helicopters, you can hack ESPN.com.
Yep.
I thought even when I clicked the link, I thought it was a fake link. But when I
Sure.
clicked the link, I thought the ESPN website got hacked.
Straight from Shams, bro.
You know, when I saw it on the ESPN, I didn't think it was fake. I was just like,
I thought it was fake.
that was out of left field.
Yeah.
And then I just started thinking like, huh?
Yeah.
It was my only thing. Like, huh?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. How?
I was like, yeah, it can't be finished. This can't be this can't be finished.
Right.
Lakers can't be finished. Dallas maybe, but Lakers can't be finished doing what they're doing right now.
Right.
And I don't think Lakers are finished building off this, right? Like there's still two more days, 2.5 more days till the trade deadline. But if this trade would have come across my timeline and my phone, and I clicked on it, and I saw Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, Max Christie, Dalton Connect, and 2 first-round draft picks for Luka Doncic, Markieff Morris, and Maxi Kleber.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
Yeah, I'd have been like, nah.
Dallas still might not have got enough.
Yeah.
Facts.
But they didn't get the other first-round pick.
No.
They didn't get Austin Reeves. They didn't get Dalton Connect.
No.
If they would have added all those in there, I would have been like, that's still a good trade for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Lakers got to keep all that.
Sure.
Which now that, like what Dre's saying, Lakers aren't done.
Yeah.
Now you don't need Austin Reeves on the team. I like Austin Reeves a lot, but he doesn't play defense, and he's like a generic Luka, I would say.
I mean, you got Austin Reeves.
Unless he's coming off the bench.
Right.
That's a great bench.
That is a great
somebody coming off the bench. But if you need to really trade for a good big man, I give him up for Myles Turner. I give him in the first pick up for Myles Turner.
You know, I was thinking about the same thing. I was like, wow, Reeves would be good trade bait for Vujacic in Chicago.
My guy.
No defense, though.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
What?
And this is coming from a Bulls fan.
Yeah. I see what he's saying. I would
rather have a 10-point scorer with 15 rebounds and 2 blocks than someone like Vucevic.
See, that's the thing with Kleber though. Kleber going to at least play some defense.
He's out for the year. He just had surgery.
Oh.
And I didn't know that until serial killer Chris Rhodes told me that.
Wow.
And I looked, and he had just had surgery.
Still, you don't know. They're not finished.
And I'm not sure what his contract is, but yeah, the trade deadline is coming up. But Mark, being somebody that lives in Dallas right now from Chicago, what is the reaction out there? I know Levi, your son, is a diehard Luka fan.
Yeah, shout out.
What's the reaction like out there? And I'm going to pull up a video clip that I'm going to play of some of the fan reaction.
It's exactly what you would think it would be, right? It's complete shock. I think there's 2 things going on right now. There's a war between the fans' expectations and new ownership. And anytime, let's keep it down even to a basic business thing. When people come in from businesses, what's the first thing they want to do? They want to make their own mark. And I think this is a part of it. However, I think there's some other stuff. I sent some stuff to Quan earlier today. Just some things that I think this is some I think that this is some other stuff going on. And what I mean by that, I think this is a business decision. Because here's the thing: if you were trying to build a contender, and first of all, let me say this: AD is not. People act like AD is some scrub. AD is still an All-Pro.
He's an All-NBA guy.
No, he's nice, but in what world do you trade a 25-year-old for a 32-year-old who's entering out of his prime, right? So, and if you're only talking to the Lakers. Only the Lakers. Like if you start shopping Luka out, you could have got so much more and kind of revamped this team on the fly. That's why this looks so out of left field. I mean, Luka within the last couple of weeks, just put $15 million on a house out here in Texas.
Well, and AD just bought a crazy $25 million house in LA.
Right.
Something crazy like that. $12 million house. Yeah,
It's nuts, and so the vibe is still disbelief. The only person that's happy about this trade in Texas is Jerry Jones, because now he has a shield. He's like, I mean, we might be bad, but we ain't that bad.
Right. Yeah.
So it from a strategic move, from a business move, this makes no sense unless this is something long term that could be, because the owners of the Mavericks. And I didn't know this until recently. They're from Vegas, right? So they back at the crib.
The Adelsons. We know all about the Adelsons out here.
Yeah. So you know the vibe, right? So here's the thing: this could be a situation where they could run down the franchise, and there's some battles going on in the Senate. One of the things about Texas right now, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, if they're going to bring in gambling, right? So they could be utilizing this as a hostage play. Say, hey, because they want to get a casino with the Mavericks kind of as a star attraction.
In that space.
That's interesting.
In that space.
Where the Mavericks play, a casino in that space.
Yeah.
So if they can't do that and they can't strong arm legislation, which is going to happen in another 2 years, then
because they tried and failed, so now they have to wait another 2 years for legislation to come back up again. Yeah.
Unless they have a losing season.
Yes, and so if they have another losing season, well, guess what? We can look to maybe threaten to relocate out of the fourth largest market and go to somewhere
Vegas.
like Vegas.
And what's the best way to kill a fan base?
Bringing it to Vegas.
The best way to kill a fan base, trade a player that nobody thought they would ever be able to trade.
Trade away the golden child.
Because you can't tell me, you telling me that, Oklahoma City, you would never do it, but you could have gotten draft picks galore for LUKA DONCIC.
No doubt. They'd have gave up all them draft picks they got. They'd have gave that up.
Yeah. So it makes no sense. It came out of left field, and now the crazy part is you're here. It's a PR hit piece on LUKA, right? Oh, he's 270. Oh, he's got a drinking problem, which
didn't
is
look
put it out there
270
today.
getting off the plane.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. So and you're just taking little bits and clips of things that, and it could be true, but it's just funny. Like all of a sudden now the stuff's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually when it comes to stuff like rumors, like you think about the Jimmy Butler stuff, this Jimmy Butler that we've been seeing just didn't happen. This has been trickulating since summertime. There's been nothing about Lucas at all this summer, and then all of a sudden this happened. So
he just took his team. He just took his team to the Western Conference Finals last year.
NBA Finals.
NBA Finals last year, and I mean, they surprised a lot of people in the West last year. They beat, Minnesota. I mean, they just did their thing going all the way to the finals. And I thought another piece or two that they would be, position themselves to be right back.
Mm-hmm.
But you move the piece that got you there.
Yeah.
Really strange.
Yeah.
But how long does AD have on his current?
He just signed a new deal, so he has at least probably
it wasn't a big one though.
Probably like 3 years
on it.
Probably like 3 years.
Stay in Denver and Dallas after his contract's up because he'll be asking for an extension. Maybe.
Well, listen, we still have him for a decent amount of time. Though.
Yeah.
So,
but we know Rob and Nico now are friends. Like we've learned about their relationship.
Oh, they partners now.
We've learned about their relationship.
They come in Thanksgiving.
Nico might have lost a bet to Rob. I don't know.
Something happened, bro.
But
Nico botched this.
Here's the thing.
It's a botch.
I'm not saying if I wasn't a Laker fan, I would say this trade needs to be investigated.
Absolutely,
with two people being that close.
But
listen,
they're saying
Rob,
that Dallas won the trade.
Rob, listen to me right now, Rob. I know you're watching the show. He is your friend. He's like high off of you right now. What you need to do, Rob, Rui, Austin Reeves, and that pick that you didn't have to send him, that other first round pick for Anthony Davis. There you go. Then we get AD back.
You might get
do
AD
it. He'll do it
after for that.
He'll do it. Nico will do it, folks. He owes Rob something.
Well, he botched Steph Curry's
Nike deal. Botched the Nike deal.
Okay, wait, hold up on that though. Hold up on that. So apparently the story is, I was just here listening to this driving home from work today. Apparently that story has gotten, it's like the telephone game, right? It was one of his peeps that did that. He's known Steph for years. He wasn't the one in the room that did that. However, it did happen on his watch. You still wear a little bit of that, but he wasn't the actual person that messed up Steph.
So he wasn't part of the slideshow that left Kevin Durant's name on the slideshow.
Nah, he might have been part of that. I was just talking about Steph.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Are you telling me instead of staying
after this trade though, you're probably like, I believe all of it.
Yes, it's believable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just wild, bro. Like, I've never seen a franchise like you said, get to a championship and then just unbeknownstly just blow it up for no apparent reason. The only thing I can think of is like when you see like older teams like the 98 Bulls and all of, but you knew it was at the end. Like you're supposed to be ascending at this point. And for the fact that it is. And like I said, I talked to Quan last night and I was like, this would definitely be, you're telling me Rudy Gobert got 5 draft picks.
Unbelievable.
You're telling me
still
that
floored up
another trade we haven't talked about, I'm sure we'll talk about it. You're telling me Zach LaVine comes back with 6 draft picks?
Bro.
This is crazy.
So yeah, and by the way, and I'm not a Laker fan, but I respect the Lakers. It's a charter franchise in the NBA, right? But the Lakers couldn't get Chris Paul.
That's crazy. Think about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what are we doing here? Like,
they talking about
there is
now.
Something ain't right. Like, this don't pass the smell test. This don't pass the eye test. This don't pass the Stevie Wonder test. This don't pass a lot of tests right now because it just does not make sense on any level. Now, there are going to be people out here, well, AD's defense, I get that, but who's a better player just off the rip? And if you lose the better player, you lose the trade.
Listen, people were making excuses for this trade to try to make sense for Dallas.
No.
And it doesn't. There's nothing there. Real quick, we're going to go live to Dallas right now and check out the fan reaction.
Oh, boy.
Player, the franchise player. How are we trading the franchise player? He's supposed to have a statue.
Hell yeah.
Dirk got a statue right there. It's supposed to be Luka right there. Why we don't got a statue for Luka? Because we got bum-ass management.
Why are they cheering
Maybe
him
I'm gonna kill myself, you know?
Oh, no, he wasn't.
up? Wait.
Somebody call Ice.
Please.
Ice or ice?
Ice.
He said maybe I'm gonna. What?
Why are you kidding me?
Bro. Listen, sports is never that serious.
Ever, bro.
Ever.
Well,
Sports
somebody
is
said
never
this
that serious.
Well,
this is
y'all did hear about the thing in.
Hold on. Let Dre go. Let Dre go.
Oh, my bad, D. My bad.
It's all good.
That's my bad.
Somebody said this was just as worse. They like JFK just got shot.
Somebody said that too.
Somebody
said that too.
It's like a 20-year-old too. Like, huh?
How you know?
They had a memorial for him. Like they had a memorial he died.
Like a caskets and everything.
Like Luka jerseys, like spread out on the steps, bro.
Yeah, it was more like a memorial.
Yeah, it was a memorial, bro.
Without the casket.
Yeah, it was a memorial, man.
It's
yeah,
crazy.
but
It was a candlelight vigil.
Yeah, that was a little weird too, though.
Unreal.
But it's fans are short for fanatics. I mean, in a world where a friend shot another friend because they're arguing over Jordan versus LeBron, I'm not surprised that this is happening in Dallas. You got to understand, this is Dallas, Texas. Everyone thinks, every Cowboy fans every year for the last 30 years have said this is our year. With Quincy Carter, they were saying this is our year. You dig? So I'm not surprised, but it is the fact that after Dirk and what that team did in what was it, 2013, right? 2011, somewhere in that time frame. After that, having Luka be handed the keys to the kingdom and get as far as they did last year, and for it to happen like this it's wild. It's a gut punch. Yeah. It's an eye opening, and you have no hope. That's the whole thing about sports. Like we're coming up on the trade deadline. In a couple months, we're going to have the NFL draft. Like sports is all about selling hope, and when you're a franchise that doesn't have hope, it's like, why do I even bother? Like, I'll tune in. Yeah, when y'all get competitive again, but up until then, I'm not spending my money, and that's all also reflected. I mean, if we want to keep it all the way funky, let's take a look at the NBA ratings because a lot.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. I want to stick on this trade real quick before we start jumping down the rabbit hole. But Goose, what's your thoughts on this? And does anybody think here and in the comments? Did Lakers not win this trade? Did Mavs actually win this trade? Please let us know in the comments or call in 702-608-3259. Goose, what do you think's next for the Lakers?
The only thing, speaking on the trade, the only thing that just was an eyesore to me, just at face value, was Max Christie was included in it. Outside of that, the Lakers won the trade. Luka Doncic is 7 years younger than this dude, still got at least 7-8 years at his level to play at that level. Lakers won the trade. And I love Anthony Davis. I absolutely do. But we got to think about injury history. I mean, my man just went out with a stomach ache and ain't played in a week.
Oblique.
Bro, I know women that have had tummy tucks that have been
and
back
Midol,
to work
and the
before
Midol
that.
cleared that right on up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But here we are talking about a stomach ache.
I'm going to say this. I think that, and I'm not a Laker or Mavericks fan. I'm just a hoop fan.
Yeah.
I think that the Lakers won a trade. They got younger.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yes.
number one.
Immediate.
Number two, and you solidify a superstar if LeBron James decides to play one more year, and let's just say next year, his last year, now you have a legitimate superstar in LUKA that is going to take over, and the Lakers are not going to be without a superstar on that team.
Ever.
I just don't see how this is not a win for them.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of people that say Dallas won this trade, like, you know,
Yeah.
Mr. Five here.
Julio Gonzalez said LeBron has a massive ego in a no trade. Both Luka and LBJ are ball dominant. Luka will be in South Beach before the end of next season.
Name one NBA player who doesn't have an ego.
It's not one.
And name one superstar that's not really ball dominant, that's a point guard or a point forward.
Yeah, you can't.
You
You know, LeBron made it work with Dwayne Wade, who was ball dominant. Kyrie Irving was ball dominant
Yep.
when
They made
LeBron
it
went
work.
there and they
And
won
they
the
won.
championship. Him and Luka, they didn't think it would work. They're both ball dominant. What's Kyrie? Kyrie's going to demand a trade and sign with someone else. They went to the NBA Finals being ball. You can make it work. We've watched All-Star games. We've watched Olympics. We see that superstars can make it work together if they want to. And if Lakers get a big, like a good defensive big, they're in the talk of
there.
contending for the NBA Finals easily.
Why is it every time something happens, it's LeBron fault? Like, just like they are so ready for
He's
this
the
guy to be
GM.
done
He's the GM.
with the Lakers. Like real Laker fans, I'm not going to say real, but a lot of Laker fans just cannot stand this dude. They cannot wait
those aren't
for him to be done. And they're saying, oh, he had to know something. There's no way a move like this could be made without LeBron James knowing.
He knew.
Were you there?
If Clutch knew for 48 hours, LeBron knew. Right. LeBron is Clutch. He just has to act like he doesn't know for maybe AD's sake, maybe just for the sake of the media to say he's not running Clutch. But and if he didn't know, then good on Clutch for like just doing business. I don't have to tell all of our other people that we're
first
agent
off,
for.
They technically can't. I mean, that's a really fine line with being that involved with Clutch. That's a really fine line.
It's definitely a fine line. But this is my thing though. Why is it important if LeBron James knew or not? He's
Doesn't
not the
matter.
one. It doesn't matter. It's Anthony Davis that we're talking about, right? Did Anthony Davis know he was being shopped? Now, if Anthony Davis didn't know and his agent knew and didn't tell him, that's the problem. If he didn't know himself. LeBron James knowing or not knowing makes no difference in this equation. Zero. I don't even know why his name is being brought up. I understand it's Clutch. I understand that.
But it's a
they're
fine
two
line.
different clients we're
They're
talking about.
saying because it's another super, like this is LeBron's team, but LeBron understands, like, I'm only going to be here maybe. They asked him at the end of the Knicks game, are we going to see you again in New York? I don't know, maybe. I
don't know.
I'm not sure. So he knows that
He'll do
Lakers
one
know,
more.
but what I'm saying is he could possibly retire at the end of the season, and Lakers know that, or he could play 1 or 2 more seasons. He's not playing more than 2 or 3 at the max if he's still playing at this level seasons after this. So he knows that Lakers need to come up with their next star, and it's not like they can't play together and win together while he's still there. This could help LeBron James' career go even farther.
Absolutely.
What better to learn from a person, Luka, who has a similar game as LeBron James? What better to learn how to win, how to, play? Just he's learning. I think this is like a passing of the torch, because when Luka came in, Quan and I have sat and said, this dude play like LeBron. Like he
just more methodical. That's all.
And people made fun of me when I was low key joking a little bit, but I knew he was going to be a superstar in this league, and I said, "Watch out, he's going to be the next LeBron." And people were laughing, and then when you started seeing him, like, "Oh,
They play the exact same.
Maybe we got something there."
Luka's just very, very methodical. That's the only difference between
He's a killer too.
And he's a dog. He's a real killer, bro.
Laker fans should be happy. You got your killer. You asked for it. That mama mentality.
Yeah, he's a killer, bro.
He got that.
He's a killer.
And, what else can you learn from LeBron, right? So the only knock on Luka right now that Dallas is putting out there and overdoing
work ethic
is him being out of shape,
work ethic,
yelling at the refs, which all superstars
we've seen that
get on the refs. Every single one. Michael Jordan, everyone's God. Michael Jordan got on the refs all the time. Magic Johnson hit a ref. A lot of people do this, so we can't be overreacting on that part. But the in shape thing. We all know LeBron's in his 29th year at the age of 60 because of how he takes care of his body and the money he spends. What better way to go to LA and learn how to take care of your body at 25? This is the perfect time.
It's perfect time, bro.
Then playing with LeBron James, and he can send you to the same people he goes to take care of his body. And guess what? Now Luka's mad. He's a little upset. He's going to get himself in shape, and he's going to kill Dallas. He's going to average 50 points a game against the Mavericks for the rest of his career.
In Dallas, though.
For his career, he's going to average 50 a game against Dallas.
Yeah. I don't see what the big fuss is, man. If you're a Laker fan, if you're a Mavericks fan, now I know Mavericks fans are a little bit upset. We can see in the
which you should be
in the video, but
you have a right to be upset.
You got a right to be upset.
Just don't
crush yourself, please. But you get a superstar in the latter part of his prime in Anthony Davis that is still putting up 40 and 20, which he just did the other night.
Yeah.
Like, chill, man. And you got two rim runners. One is hurt right now, but you still got two rim runners that can definitely spell him if he needs it. That was the problem in LA. He didn't have that.
And I made the mistake.
Hayes wasn't the dude to do
I made
that.
the mistake of watching some ESPN, and Mark, you can chime in on this, but I was watching ESPN, and there's a lot of people on there, Stephen A., and I'm mad that I watched it, but they said the Mavericks are now
the
contenders, 1 or 2 in the West. Now, I look at the standings, they're number 9 in the West. They could not make the playoffs. They could not make the play-in. We don't know if they're going to make the play-in.
And it just got blew out the other night.
And it was 60-something to 19 at halftime.
They got blew out by 45.
And they were missing 7 players.
91 to 46.
Unbelievable.
It was 50 to 19 after the first quarter.
Yikes.
50 points in the first quarter. But
we could have did that, the four of us, right now.
Definitely. We could have. The Mavericks are number 9 in the West. Golden State is 11, right outside the play-in. And they're only a game ahead of Golden State. And San Antonio's 3 games behind, and they just improved. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Dallas could possibly not make the playoffs. So for everyone saying, like, oh, they're one of the best teams in the West now,
that's a long way to battle back from.
Still tough.
Now, I understand that, All-Star weekend hasn't crept up yet. But we 50-some-odd games in, bro. And 11 is a long way to battle back from to even make, they right at the play-in spot. But if you want to get in that top 6, that's a long trek uphill, brother. That's a long trek uphill, man.
Luka made the All-Star team too, right?
He did not. He did not because he was hurt. He's been hurt a lot.
Yeah,
because he missed some games to the beginning, and then he's been out since Christmas.
Kyrie, right?
Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie got snubbed. Yeah.
Yep. Mark, what are your thoughts?
I mean, my thought is here. One thing that I think, Quan, we were listening to the whole ESPN thing about the same time. One thing that's brought up that we haven't touched on, I want to give Dre and Scoob's thought on this. What about the fact of, and this is the only thing that I could see why the Mavericks made the move, is because they don't want to pay Luka the supermax if you don't believe in the work ethic. Because you don't want to be stuck in a situation like Philly with like Joel Embiid giving him $70 million a year.
Quick question.
Right?
Quick question. Let me stop you right there. Quick question with that, and I'll let you answer. Did his work ethic change from June to October?
Oh,
What are we talking about?
Because that work ethic got them to the NBA Finals.
What are we talking about?
Absolutely, but I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not capable for this trade whatsoever. I've made it clear.
Yeah.
I'm just. If you want the one thing, like you're trying to weigh the scales of why you make a move, like that might be the only negative. But the upside still to this to me is you don't make this trade, and I don't. And as far as the Mavericks making the playoffs, I mean. No, I think this is I think they're going to come just short. Like you said, you got a hungry, healthy-ish San Antonio that's coming behind. We don't know if Golden State's going to make any moves that could improve the team. So I think they're going to be hard pressed to hold on to that play-in spot, let alone get to the 6.
And we'll definitely have to revisit this conversation on Thursday after the trade deadline happens because the league might look a little more different, you know, in the very near future. So we'll definitely be talking about that. I do like the idea of Kyrie and AD playing with each other. I mean, that was something with all the rumors of Kyrie to the Lakers that we had a couple years ago. That was something like, man, that's gonna be a good 1-2 punch right there. Yeah. But these are also two older guys that have dealt with injuries. Like, can you count on them?
That's a fact.
To be there. And hopefully they are. But even if that, like, the West is really tough. It's very young right now. Yeah. This guy, Lakers younger. We'll see what happens Thursday. We'll give some predictions at the end of the show, what we think is going to happen with more NBA trades coming up. Yeah. But a couple more comments. Karchi 4280 can now roam around the perimeter, which is not his game. They don't need him to do that. And we'll see with his desire to play the 4, is that going to work? Because the 4 position is kind of like a smaller position now. Like he's a very good center. Yeah. So now he's going to have to chase some young athletic forwards.
Yeah, it comes with that.
Yeah, I mean that
you want to play the 4, you got to do what 4s do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't think he want to chase. I'm not sure he's interested in chasing.
Dre, any last thoughts on this trade and you know, just.
I think the Lakers got young. I think they actually, over the long haul of it, I think they win the trade. I think Dallas. I mean, I would give them a C plus. But I don't even see this team being as good as the team last year that took them to the finals. So
you get a good young piece in Max Christie that I think helps them. Because they've been.
And we talked on your guys' show on Saturday. Would you trade Max Christie for Jimmy Butler? We all kind of said, no,
we've
right
been
now.
balling, bro. No.
Yeah,
so when I saw it, I was like, okay, but Luka there.
Yeah.
So you know, I kind of eased off of it, but I mean, it was good to see Max Christie and his maturation here in the last. I don't know, month and a half.
Couple months.
That he's been really, really, I mean, you can see it though. If you're watching Laker basketball, you can see the confidence in Max Christie over the last 6 weeks.
That happens
and he
when
got
you
minutes.
get more minutes.
And he got minutes.
When you get the minutes, that happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we saw that. And yeah, man, I mean, it's but here's what happened, right? With Max Christie playing that good. If he didn't get those minutes, he would have been on the bench. We still wouldn't have known how good he was, and we wouldn't have been able to make this trade, you know, giving him up. So, Laker fans, be happy. Don't be mad at the players we lost.
Chill out.
You can't have everybody. But we never thought we would have Luka either. So
you got to give to get.
Yeah.
So relax, man.
Moving on, the trade that wasn't a surprise, but was still
interesting.
Like, whoa.
It's very interesting.
This De'Aaron Fox. I mean, this is 10, 15 years. Dre called this once ago. Dre's calling a lot of Spurs stuff. We need to investigate that too.
Old man Riverwalk here,
but Spurs.
I am the.
He's a Riverwalk informant.
Spurs land De'Aaron Fox. He's joining Wemby in San Antonio. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox is still very young. He got drafted in 2017, I believe. So he's been in the league for a minute. This is a good young veteran. For Wemby is playing like a veteran. He still has some young things he's doing, but once he gets over those young things that he's doing, this is I'm not going to compare Fox to Tony Parker, but he has the same level of perennial all-star as Tony Parker.
Sure.
So this is like a more athletic Tony Parker and Tim Duncan that we're seeing in San Antonio, which they were two non-athletic dudes. So this is a very scary thing we're seeing in San Antonio right now. Are they going to make a splash in the playoffs this year? They might get to the play-in. They possibly could squeak into the playoffs. This was not this year. This is a young building team.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a team for the next 12 years
Easily.
that's going to start contending again for NBA championships. So everybody that thought once Duncan left, like this trash franchise will go back to trash, you're wrong, because they are making moves. They're a smart NBA franchise. They trade very smart.
Yep.
They don't try to make crazy big moves until they have to, something like this.
Yep.
And this, to me, I am a Spurs fan as far as League Pass right now. I'm going to be watching them more than I already have.
Definitely going to be watching.
I love this trade. Dre, what do you think? Because you called it already. You've been calling it for a couple months, actually.
Yeah,
before De'Aaron Fox was even actually on the trading block.
I actually said it earlier this year before the season started that would be a great move and a great place for De'Aaron Fox to go is for the Spurs. We all know what Pop, and hope Pop is getting well and he's healing and spending time with his family as he works his way back to the sideline. But we all know what Pop was before he became the head coach, right? He was the GM.
Yep.
He's making decisions. And then he ended up stepping down and becoming the head coach, and that's where he's been since. Trust me, while Pop is not on the sideline, he knew, and he was in contact with
still shrewd moving
with the Spurs. With getting Fox over to him. Fox is coachable. Fox is a complete Pop guy. He looks like a Pop guy. He wants to win. He's a winner. He's fast. And just pairing him up with Wemby and then them adding a couple of pieces because they still have Sohan that's over there who's a good defender. He can handle the rock.
Young
they got
kid from UConn. They gonna be okay, man.
They are putting together a nice little package for the future. And the Spurs are back where they should be. I mean,
and
when
you
Kobe,
have someone like Chris Paul, unless he gets cut, which I don't think he will, but he might be coming off the bench, but De'Aaron Fox gets to learn.
He can learn from him this
Chris
year.
Paul.
Whether Chris Paul is there next year, he's going to learn from him this year. And I just think that there's a huge upside with the Spurs. Remember those years when Kobe would win a chip? Tim Duncan would win a chip. Kobe would win a chip. Tim Duncan would win a chip. Those were some great series. That was a great time. And I think the Spurs are right back where they need to be with some young talent.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
And can someone pull up the full trade for me?
I got it for you.
Oh,
Okay. Mark, because this was a trade that involved Sacramento, San Antonio, and your Chicago Bulls. So talk about that from how you feel about him going to San Antonio and then the whole Bulls aspect, because now Zach LaVine went to Sacramento. Playing again with DeMar DeRozan, who we didn't seem like they really liked playing with each other in Chicago. So, Mark, kind of address the Chicago side of this for us.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head there, Quan, because basically Sacramento became the Chicago Bulls of 3 years ago West. You know what I mean? You got a big, like, Sabonis is basically Vooch, DeMar is DeMar, and Zach is Zach. And you have no one really to distribut the ball, right?
That's the problem.
And exactly that's the problem. Let me kind of back up though real quick. So I first of all, Dre hit everything on the head with the pick. Well, I mean with the trade with what San Antonio has accomplished to bridge to the future is going to be enticing. It's going to be exciting. Also, kind of piggybacking from a previous comment we were talking about with Luka learning from LeBron and the flack that that people were giving, like Luka learning from LeBron, was the same thing. No one says anything about that with De'Aaron Fox and Chris Paul. Like, people applauded, so you can't have it both ways. But that's another story. So I think the trade. I mean, from the Bulls standpoint, it's been no secret the Bulls haven't gone anywhere. I mean, stop me if you heard this before, but a point guard going down, derailing the plans for the franchise again. So. and the crazy thing about it is Lonzo is a walking miracle. So shout out to Lonzo Ball getting back to being playing. But on a sidebar, I think he's also someone to be on the look to be moved here by Thursday's deadline.
Hey, real quick, I got to talk to Rob again. Rob, don't do it, because I know there's been rumors about Lonzo going back to L.A. He can't play defense on those knees. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do that.
But he's a good help defender, though. So, I mean...
we don't need a help defender. We need a defender
that's
because...
True. That's true.
Yeah, we need defender.
We need Larry Hughes right now.
Exactly.
But, so from the Bulls standpoint, this trade, it's been no secret they've been trying to get off Zach. They paid Zach the max and then instantly regretted because Zach earned the max. Like, let's not get that twisted, but he's not a max player. So... with the franchise that's in what we call NBA hell, which is in the middle, right? They've out of all that money that they gave them, they've only got one playoff run in the last 7 years.
That's wild.
So it was time, right? And so the 3-team trade comes on. I mean, you could clown Sacramento for seeing what just went wrong in Chicago, but for the fact, as I mentioned before, they got Zach. They basically traded De'Aaron Fox in some filler for Zach in 6 picks, 3 first round, 3 second round. I would call that a win. And lastly, and then I'll shut up. But Zach,
no, you won't.
Zach, Sacramento has been infatuated with Zach going back to 2018 when they signed him to the offer sheet back then.
Yeah,
and
I forgot about that offer sheet.
This is something that's been in the making.
Yeah.
So. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I guess DeMar becomes the de facto point guard, but that's the whole reason why De'Aaron wanted to leave, because the ball was in his hands, kind of, playing that mid-2000s game of the short, of the long distance too, which is not the league right now. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fit and vibe with that. But overall, I think all parties got what they wanted. And it's a rare trade where even though some people are going to say that the Bulls should have got more, but you had to come out. You can only get what people are going to give you.
You had to get off his salary. You got to get off his salary.
You had to dump that salary. And this, for the Bulls, they finally pick a lane. Yep. It's time to rebuild. It's time to blow up. Yep. So anyone on that roster not named Montes Bucelas is probably up for fair game.
Mm-hmm. All right, Goose, we have 3 shooting guards on the starting lineup of the Sacramento Kings right now with Malik Monk, Zach LaVine, who could be shooting guard, small forward, and DeMar DeRozan.
You could tell him what I just whispered to you. Go ahead.
And I agree.
This is another Spurs insider.
I agree.
Back to the Spurs?
DeMar DeRozan might be out, man. And it's tough to tell right now at face value, but we got till the 6th, right? Mm-hmm. Today's the 3rd. We got to the 6th. I'm not sure what the Sacramento Kings front office necessarily is doing right now. Now, if you say, okay, we wanted to get a little bit younger with Zach LaVine versus DeMar DeRozan, okay, I'll buy that. Yeah. So now, what do you do with DeMar DeRozan? Do you keep him around and wait till the offseason? Or do you use this 3 days to try to get somebody to pick up that contract? What do you do? What do you do if you're the Sacramento Kings right now? But looking at that at face value, DeMar DeRozan got to go.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be a bad idea for DeMar DeRozan to go back to the Spurs via a buyout or whatever, and have that squad over there. And I would like to say,
he got left on his deal though.
He's got 3 years left of that deal.
Oh, did he sign
it? Buy that out?
$76 million contract.
Well, and that's why he didn't go to Lakers, because Lakers were only offering him 1 or 2.
Yeah, but would they buy that? Would somebody buy that out though?
No.
3 years worth of.
He'll probably stick it out.
Well, Sacramento could buy it out. Sacramento could buy it out, and then another team signs it for less. So Sacramento buys them out, pays them a little less than what the 3 years was worth.
Right. You said it was $76 million?
I think that's the only way he
76. Yeah. And then the first 2 years of the deal are both guaranteed.
Okay, so he has guaranteed this year and next year. So it's probably a team or player option for the 3rd. Probably a team option for the 3rd. But so with that being said, I feel like it would have to be a buyout, because I don't know who trades for him necessarily. That's not the best contract to trade for.
I can't think of anybody off top. So to your point about the buyout, and I didn't know that 3rd year wasn't guaranteed. Yeah. Now it looks a little bit different.
It definitely looks different.
Versus buying out 3 years. Now you only buying out 2. Mm-hmm. And what would that be? So it was 3 years, 76 million. What you looking at? 3 year, 50? Okay, we'll give you 43 million and send you packing.
Yeah.
If they're doing the buyout.
Yeah. I would like to say for the record, Goose and Quan, you guys, I call CP going to the Spurs before he had even went over.
You did that. And when it happened, I hit you up right away.
Yep.
Insider, boy.
Yeah,
Insider.
Old man Riverwalk, I'm trying to tell you.
Hey,
All right, Karchi, real quick, Karchi 42.
Like this, man.
Real quick, Karchi 42. The Chicago Bulls have no plan, no direction, no vision,
Man,
just
it's
old Jordan
tough.
highlights and vibes.
Yikes.
Unserious franchise. Woo.
That's tough.
Sack too.
That's a tough one.
Tell me what the Bulls have done since Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley's been here. I'll wait.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Traded Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Traded Laurie Markin.
They still got the Hills point guard. Hills.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Jacoby White over there, man. That's my
Kobe
guy.
White.
Hey, Kobe. Hey,
Guy
Kobe is hot in these streets because he's
Smite.
got a nice little. His contract is very movable.
That's my guy.
So he might be on the block too. So we're going to talk about trade predictions coming up. But listen, man, it's going to be fun to watch them coming up. Jumping to the player that's been yelling for a trade, been asking for a trade, is now suspended indefinitely. Jimmy Butler. Last night, I got the notification, and I'm like, he went to the Warriors, but it said he told the Warriors that he would not sign an extension with them. The fact the Warriors actually said they want to extend him if they trade for him is weird to me because I posted this in the group today too. Jimmy Butler is 35 years old. He's acting like he's 10 years younger than he is. The way he has 1 or 2 years left in this league. Like, he's not that good anymore. He doesn't play that much. And I think anybody that gives up too much for Jimmy Butler is going to really be regretting it in the next 2 years. And the fact, we've talked about it before, everywhere he's left, he's been kind of a headache. He's never left peacefully. He's never asked quietly for a trade. He's never went out without, being loud about it, which is fine. But any team that takes him, that's why I don't even think he would have been a good fit in Golden State.
I don't think Jimmy.
And can you imagine him and Draymond Green? They would be getting in fights in practice.
Yeah, Draymond wouldn't pull that with Jimmy.
No,
He'd get it right back.
You got somebody that's gonna equal you out.
Yeah.
So he ain't gonna do that.
Jimmy Butler, number one, you picked the wrong person to get into a spat with, and that's Pat.
Yeah.
Pat will he will be on that boat longer than you.
No question.
And at the end of the day, by him being out indefinitely for Miami, I think it hurts his chances with any other team as far as signing something really big with him because of how he's behaving and how his attitude is. There are a couple of teams that,
especially at this age, Dre, like if you're 25 and not 35,
my man 35,
you put up with a little more from somebody like that.
Yeah. At this age, I think right now, if you're trying to win right now or give you just an opportunity or a best chance, in my opinion, I think the Bucks fit his mold, who they got over there, and I think that would be a really good move, moving him over to the Bucks. It's just now, who do the Bucks give up? Are you giving up on Middleton now that he's been on and off with injuries?
He's been playing good since he's been back this year.
Do you give up? Do you get Covington? Do you get something, because Miami wants someone and something. They're gonna get some assets for him. Yeah. And he has a lot of money. I think, what is it, $50 million
His
left?
deal, no, he got
million,
100.
Yeah, $50 million option.
Opts in. He got one and one. So it's one.
So
it's a 1
Next
year
year's
with the
guaranteed.
option. So what, 103 million?
Yeah.
Something
And then
like that?
whatever it is this year too.
Miami's going to be looking to get something in return, and I believe that if the Bucks want to make a push this year and next year, this may be a small, short-term solution for the
Can't
Bucks.
say I was expecting you to say the Milwaukee Bucks, though. But
Makes sense,
Looking
though.
at it, it makes sense. Can't say that I expected that,
Yeah.
though. But it does. It makes sense. You fall into something that's already in place. If you decide you want to come in there and sabotage that, Giannis Antetokounmpo will run you off, bro. like he's not getting ready to
I don't think he's
put
going
up
to
with
do
that,
that with Dame there.
Yeah,
and
you're not
Yeah,
going
he's
to
not
do
doing
that.
that with
You're not
both
going
of
to
them.
do that there, bro. You can't do that there. You can do that with all them youngins over there in Miami. You could do that with them youngins that was in Minnesota. You can't do that over there in Milwaukee.
And I
Can't
think
do it.
Doc Rivers would have a nice hold of, not saying that he is a disciplinarian, but I think that Jimmy Butler respects Doc Rivers to the point where
Sure.
I just think logically that is just the best fit right now. If you're going from team to team and you're trying to plug and
As far as
play Jimmy
contenders are
Butler,
concerned. As far as a contender is
you
concerned,
could put
yes.
Jimmy Butler in there and they would really make it interesting in
Sure.
the East.
Okay. All right. I'll rock with you on that. I'll rock with you.
Yeah, where do you think he'd go, Mark?
I'm still stuck on. Dre's been blowing my mind all show. I think he's got some phones tapped. He's got some agents blackmailed
I
or
love
something.
basketball, man.
Just love
But
hoop, man. Yeah.
but no, I was thinking. I was thinking originally that I thought the Phoenix smoke was still there.
I think we
but-
all did, to some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that Bucks thing makes
Yeah, it
makes
sense,
too
man.
much sense.
Makes sense.
It's just a shame because I think if Jimmy, if you would, you're looking at Jimmy's story and everything, Jimmy is someone that we should root for, and it's just like he
Yeah.
just can't get out of his own way.
Making it tough right now.
He's left 4 places now in and it's just like, listen, we all got that one friend that complains, either girl or guy, they complain about all these people that they gone out and dated. And at some point you just look at them like, maybe it's just you.
Maybe it's you, man.
Because you're the only common denominator in this
Common denominator,
situation. And it's unfortunate. Like Jimmy it's overshadowing his a solid, I would even say solid, a really good borderline NBA Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. So, but if he is to get that elusive ring, I think Milwaukee, I'm 100% with Dre. That makes the most sense because he can't pull what he's been pulling in Milwaukee. They like you said, there's no way he will even try that because there's too many OGs. You can't think you can't be Debo and then get dropped off.
Yeah, you're not going to be the man.
A team full of Debo.
You're not going to be the man in Miami, in Milwaukee.
He's not
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
He won't be able to pull that act in New York either, right? Playing for Tubbs again and being plugged into what they got over in New York also. That could be an option but Miami is going to want some assets. And who has the better assets that Miami would really be looking for? Is it the Bucks or the Knicks? Which one is it?
Because
I don't think the Knicks are going to mess with that chemistry, though.
Well,
that's the thing.
Miami could mess up and keep him for the rest of the year. Pat Riley doesn't care.
He really don't
And,
care.
and
At
if
this
you're
juncture, you can
suspended
tell.
indefinitely, that means we can keep you suspended because your conduct is detrimental to the team. They can keep you suspended all year, and that means you missed almost all your money this year, at least half of your money this year.
New York
on
did
your
it
contract.
they did it to Stephon Marbury. They sat him,
Yep.
remember? John Wall ended up going over to Houston, and they ended up sitting him down. And he just
The thing with John Wall, he was on that Washington contract, which was huge. He was
Yeah.
cool. He was hurt.
He was good.
He's like, you know
and
what?
you
he
didn't
just-
hear
I
nothing
got
from
paid.
him.
He didn't hear nothing from him.
He
You didn't
faded
hear
to
nothing
black.
from
You
him.
didn't hear nothing
Yep.
from John Wall. Not
So,
a peep.
I mean, this may be one of those situations where he may have to call Pat Riley and say, you know what, I'm ready to check my ego and give 110%, for the rest of the season, or not for the rest of the season, for a part of my contract, or just saying, hey, I'm willing to work with you, because right now I think it's his ego that has him where he is right now.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's almost like Latrell Sprewell, where he's like, I need to feed my family. Jimmy Butler, this feels a lot like that, where you don't realize where you're at in your career, and you're trying to live off the accomplishments you had in the past.
Pat's the wrong person.
That's the wrong person to
Pat
mess
ain't
with
the
like
guy.
that.
Pat ain't the guy.
And I just don't know who really wants Jimmy, who's going to give up enough to get Jimmy. This is going to be a hard trade. I think he gets traded, but I don't know to who, and this is going to be very difficult.
And that's why I say the Bucks, because the Bucks are desperate right now. Bucks are playing okay basketball, but they're
need
nowhere
something.
near
They need a spark.
going to the Eastern Conference Finals like they did a couple of years back. And adding Jimmy Butler short term will help Giannis make a decision and help Giannis look at the Bucks and say, well, they are trying to put pieces in front of me.
And we actually have breaking news right now off a player that wanted to get traded. Myles Garrett is going to the Lakers for the 2031 first round pick.
That's insane.
We'll talk about that later.
Trade him to the Steelers for Tomlin. We'll take
That's
that deal.
crazy. That's even crazier.
Man, get off Tomlin, man.
TJ
Hey,
on
listen,
the left,
if he was
him
going
on the
to
right.
Dallas, if the Mavericks were trading him, they probably just give him up for a 6th-round pick.
That's
That's
trash.
crazy.
That's trash.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I just don't know this whole Jimmy Butler thing. What's going to happen?
Goose has been saying for the past 7 years about Jimmy Buckets going from place to place and burning bridges, and he's saying, I just would not touch him. I just wouldn't touch him.
Yeah.
And I thought he was in a good space with Miami.
But it's crazy because I absolutely love Jimmy Butler, though. Right. But I have to be honest. I have to be real.
Yeah.
I have to report what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is Jimmy Butler sabotaging. That's what I'm looking at.
And he had some good years in the playoffs. Like, he got them to the finals. Let's not act like he's not the one that got them to the finals 2 years ago.
Question.
Exactly.
No
But
question.
with that, we've also seen you not play in the regular season.
Yeah.
And teams aren't going for that anymore. Listen, if you're making 30,000 in 3 years, you're making $10 million a year. Yeah, maybe we'll let you sit out more during the regular season, but we're paying you $50 million.
50, bro.
Play like you're getting paid $50 million.
So let me give you an upside. If he goes over to the Bucks, he gives them defense at the perimeter.
No question.
Right? Him and Dame Lillard will probably be the two scariest dudes with the ball in their hands when the time is running down.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No doubt about it.
Why wouldn't you make this move?
No doubt about it. No doubt about
And
it.
tell him to buy in.
That takes pressure
Milwaukee,
off of Dame,
last
too.
time I checked,
Defensively.
Milwaukee was right up the street from Chicago.
Yeah, it's right on the 94.
That's where he's
Ain't
from.
too far.
Yep.
Why not go to the Bucks
Yeah.
and pair him up with Dame Dollar and the Greek Freak?
Listen,
And remember,
if
that's who
this
he wanted
happens,
to come down in Miami in the first place. He wanted Dame down in Miami,
Yeah.
2 years ago?
yeah,
Yes.
that was
And
I mean,
Dame wanted to go to Miami.
Dame was buying a house in Miami. That's how crazy it was. But listen, if this happens and he goes to Milwaukee, we will have to start charging you guys to watch the show when Dre speaks, because he's giving you some foreknowledge. But man, listen, hit us up if you're in the chat. Please continue to comment in the chat. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and share the live stream. If you're watching the replay, please share the replay of the show. You can call in 702-608-3259. Once again, that's 702-608-3259. Another rumor I heard today, coming up on the trade deadline, is Golden State's trying to make some moves, folks. And I'm hearing
Yeah.
that Kevin Durant,
That's what I heard.
and I'm hearing he wants to go back there too.
That's what I've been hearing.
Because when he left, he didn't want to leave. Draymond is the reason he
He
left.
was forced out.
And
He was forced out.
Draymond could be blamed for them not winning a couple more championships,
And he tore his
probably.
Achilles, but that's another
That too.
issue.
But then he came back from that Achilles and played like Kevin Durant
balled
again,
out.
and now he's
Balled out.
older and still playing like Kevin Durant.
Still hooping.
This is very interesting because Golden State needs to make a move. They had a really good start to the season where they were, the top 2 or 3 in the West for the first month, and then kind of fell off, and now they're number 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So they definitely need to make some type of move. I don't necessarily think you need to get younger, because if you're trying to win now, which you really are, Steph is older, so you have to win now. Bringing KD back, you're not messing with chemistry because he knows how to play with Steph and Draymond.
Yeah.
Some of the young guys, but that doesn't matter. The core 2 guys on that team, you already know how to play with. You've won championships together. I would actually love to see this. I know some people would be mad at it, but I would love to see this happen. KD going back to the Warriors. Dre.
I would love to see it happen, and it would add an extra cherry on top if they made the trade and Draymond Green's out of there.
Dang.
Like letting karma come back and bite him.
That'd be wild.
But what does Suns get? Who do they get in return?
Kaminga has to be part of that deal.
Kaminga
It has to be
part
Gary
of the deal.
Payton Jr., Kaminga.
GP got to be a part of the deal.
Probably 2 picks.
And a
probably
couple
2
of
first
picks.
rounders.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe the shooter that they just got.
Left hand.
They don't like Hield.
They don't like him.
So Buddy Hield could definitely go to Phoenix,
and that money,
that would
and
be
that contract,
and that would be a nice side piece for Devin Booker.
Interesting.
That's a good shooter for Devin Booker.
I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of players.
GM Dre.
That could be.
That's your new name, GM Dre.
That could be in the mix. KD going back would be good for Golden State, and they already have chemistry. It's not like it would take them a half a year to get that chemistry back.
Dre, not just chemistry, like they were
Championship.
amazing
They were
together.
amazing, bro.
They were
amazing
one
to
of the
watch.
best teams in the history of the
No
NBA
question
together.
about it.
And if I was Phoenix, I would be asking for Draymond Green to be a part of
Him
that
and Nurkic
trade.
playing together. Him and Nurkic playing together.
And
Didn't he choke out Nurkic?
I'm just saying, like,
Gordon got
what
kicked in the nuts for it.
Yes.
what a story that would be. KD goes back to Golden State, and Draymond Green's not there.
Yeah.
I think Golden State's weird infatuation with Draymond
It's crazy.
He wouldn't be traded, and I don't think Phoenix would want him because I think they see like we see Draymond. He's not as good as he is in Golden State.
But he's an asset that they could trade later on.
Sure.
What's his contract?
He making $25 million.
How many
It was a 4-year, $100 million deal.
So
that
he still
signed. I
has-
think he's
that was
on
like 2 years
He's
ago.
on the third year
He's
of
still
it.
got
Yep.
Yeah.
What about a 3-way trade with Miami, Phoenix, and Golden State?
Okay, GM.
Yeah, and,
listening.
and sending Bradley Beal to Miami, sending Jimmy Buckets to Phoenix.
Bradley Beal's gonna be hard to trade.
Gary Payton Jr. and Buddy Hield maybe over to Miami.
Kaminga.
I don't think Miami wants
Kaminga
Beal
gotta
anymore
be
like they
involved.
used to.
Kaminga's going to be involved in that trade.
Unless you're looking
He
at
has
Bradley
to be.
Beal as he's only playing bad because he's with 2 other superstars.
No, I'm not buying that.
He would play better in Miami, but I just don't
that,
think
though.
he is who he used to be.
I don't think he's you exactly.
And I
That's not who
think
he used to
Pat
be.
Riley will see that too. And,
But if you
unless some
if you're
draft
trying to get
picks
rid
and some
of
good pieces
Butler,
come
though.
with Bradley Beal, then you could make that trade. But
I mean, they could. They could
Draft capital gonna have to come
even
with it,
throw a fourth team and just putting Jimmy Buckets over in Milwaukee, taking what they can from Milwaukee, getting Bradley Beal over to Miami, taking what they can from the Suns, and so now you have a little bit from Milwaukee, a little bit for the Suns, and now you have Golden State exactly where they want to be. And so it's a win-win for everybody.
Yep.
a 3-way makes a lot of sense.
I think, and y'all, like we looking at aging superstars, right? Like you can't compare all aging superstars the same way. Jimmy Butler as an aging superstar is nowhere near Kevin Durant as an aging superstar. It's not even close, bro. Kevin Durant
he was never the player.
But I'm saying though, like Kevin Durant is still doing Kevin Durant things. Like he was 25 over 35.
Yeah, he's just doing it in Phoenix where nobody cares. Right?
Where nobody gives a damn. That's it.
Well, because
Boy, over there looking like Dumas right
because
about
they've
now.
underachieved too as a whole team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Richard Dumas.
Yeah,
Richard
big
Dumas, man.
fan.
Hey,
Hey,
Richard
Richard Dumas was
that
dope.
dude.
Once he got off the
Yeah,
drugs,
yeah.
he was,
Rich was that
once he got
guy.
off those
Yeah, he
drugs, he was dope.
Yes, man, no question. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting here this next 72 hours, man, and I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it.
Mark,
I'm here for
any other places you
Interesting.
think maybe KD could go, or any moves you think Warriors can make if they don't get KD because they need to make a splash.
Yeah,
Brother.
there's been rumors. They were interested in Zach for a minute. They're still talking about they're getting Booch there because they still need a big that again a big that can kind of stretch the floor a little bit and get you some points in the post. So, listen, Golden State is trying to vitalize and utilize and maximize Steph's last couple of years in the league. So, I would be shocked if they don't do something major and go and get KD. I think that makes the most sense. And again, you look at teams that Yes. Shout out to K Arch 42. Shout out to Keith Archie. One of the homies back at the crib in Chicago. Houston is another spot that you want to keep an eye on too, because they got a lot of young talent. And as
I think that might have been
Andrea said,
I thought that might have been.
I
think that might have been for Jimmy Butler. I think that's what that comment was.
Yeah, I don't see Houston doing a lot with the talent that they have. They really have really good chemistry going on over there. And let's be honest, Steph Curry said just a month ago that he's not a fan of the front office doing anything to make any moves during trade deadline. He's not a fan of it. He's like, we're good where we are, and I don't think that we need to be overreacting by going to make all of these silly trades during the deadline. This is what he said out of his mouth. So he's not going to be a fan of whatever they do, but if they get KD, I'm pretty sure he'll be a fan of that.
Love that. Yeah. No question.
His voice still carries weight. I mean, he is the franchise, so that's it. I didn't hear those comments, but that's interesting. Now, was he saying it, or was that kind of like he was saying it for the media, but that was kind of like sometimes how you could say the opposite of what you really mean? No,
he said it a couple of times, and I'm pretty sure Quan can find it and pull up, but he was just like, what are we talking about? Like, we're not going to press. I don't think that we need to press the panic button on going out and trying to make a trade before a trade deadline.
They're playing 500 ball right now, and they are far out of the. I mean, what they sitting at 11 right now?
I thought they were 10.
Golden State's 9 or 10.
Okay.
Golden State's 11. You're right.
They're 11.
But they're tied with Sacramento.
But I think it's like a 4-game split.
Yeah,
though,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Minnesota's 22 losses at number 7, and then Golden State's 24 at number 11.
Let me ask this,
so
though.
Close.
Out of the teams that are in front of them, judging off what you've seen from the Golden State Warriors currently, do you trust them to surpass anybody in front of them at face value? I think
maybe
that
Minnesota
would be the question. That would be the question. Do you trust them right now at face value to surpass anybody that's in front of them?
Who are you talking about?
The Warriors.
The Warriors?
Right now, as currently
value,
constructed.
Sacramento. They could.
Okay. Well, yeah. After definitely
that trade,
after today,
it
for
could be
sure.
Sacramento.
No question.
Yeah, that's it.
That's about
at
it.
Face value, yeah.
That's about it. So what, they sitting in 10th?
10th. So they'd still have to play a play-in against Minnesota or Phoenix in the first play.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough. A little tough. Just a touch tough. Not saying they couldn't do it. Not saying they can't do it.
Yeah.
But it'll be tough.
Stuff could get hot.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yep. We've seen that before. Too many times.
Right.
Yep.
So
we will see.
Don't need to explain that one.
There's something Giannis said today that I want to pull up real quick because it was very interesting. And is he trying to tell us something? Giannis said, I love it. I want Luka to the Lakers. I want Jokic to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to all the big markets. This is my dream.
I'm out. Unless you bring somebody here to put us back up.
Interesting. Even after
Luka to the Lakers, I want Jokic to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to go to all the big markets, to see something incredible. This is what I want. This is my dream.
Listen now. That is crazy that he would say that.
That is eerie, sir.
That is crazy that he would say that.
That's eerie.
That is scary for Milwaukee.
That's eerie.
He's already won a chip there. I don't know if he feels like he could win another one because they haven't done anything to improve the team. They traded for Dame. They tried to do something. It hasn't really worked. Dame's getting older. He's not really the same Dame that he was. That is very interesting.
Tough.
Is Giannis telling us something, Trey?
He is telling us something. He's telling us that, he wants to play in the big market, or he's okay with the foreigners playing in big markets. He loves it.
Especially what's going to happen when they see Luka, when Giannis and Joker see Luka in LA, and see that he can't sign that supermax, so he's losing $100-something million by not being able to sign that supermax, but he'll make $300 million more by being in the LA market with endorsements. When they start seeing that how much money Luka's going to be making off the court in LA compared to all the other places they're at, they're going to want that money.
Because ain't nobody acting
And
in Milwaukee.
I think he just put Milwaukee Bucks front office on notice.
He put him on notice.
And if I am Milwaukee's Bucks on notice, front office, I'm talking to Pat Riley right now, and I'm saying, we need to grab him up off you real quick. What is it going to take?
Unless your name is Pimpin' Ken, ain't nothing going down for you in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's just not. It's
It
just
really
not.
ain't.
It's just not. If you're not Pimpin' Ken, it ain't going down for you in the city of Milwaukee. It's not. Sorry.
Mark, what do you think?
I'm just hoping that somehow this shakes out right for the Bulls, because that's you talk about.
He wouldn't have to move that far.
Wouldn't have to go that far. Right up to 94, baby.
saying.
He wouldn't have to move.
Right
he
up to
can keep his
94.
house.
Yeah, what is it, 2 hours away? That's from
Something
here
like
to St.
that,
George,
2.5.
big dog.
Just saying,
And then
like,
send
hey,
Jimmy
listen,
Butler
the
back
Bulls,
there so he can retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Bull.
Bulls are starved for a superstar.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, come on, you saw what the Bulls did for Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? You saw what they just did, like, as far as, like, it was, if Derrick Rose was anywhere else, he's not getting his jersey retired, but because he's from Chicago, he's getting his jersey retired, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But they are starved. That market is starved right now.
They are
And
very starved, and I think that they have a really young team. They have a lot of young assets over in Chicago, and I have a feeling, I have a Dre feeling,
GM Dre.
that they're going to
Madison Avenue Dre.
they are going to continue to blow this up in Chicago, and our guy. Kobe
I love to see him
could
in
be on the move,
I love to see him
and
in a Laker
another
uniform,
guy
I ain't
that
gonna lie
people
to you.
aren't really talking about that is a Spurs guy, Josh Giddey. Could be a nice Spurs guy on their radar.
Because a lot seem to have been leveled out. You're not hearing anything about Josh Giddey. He's pretty quiet out there.
Pretty white.
Playing no defense. Like he's making Luka look like Jimmy Butler 10 years ago.
But I
Dang.
think over in San Antonio, being with a contender again, because he just left OKC with that young team, and nobody was really talking about him over there until he got into the little incident. And I just think he'll be a little bit more grounded over in the Spurs organization. I like Giddey going over to the Spurs.
Well, they might have a chance to just sign him outright in free agency. I don't think he's going to be the player, not the player option, but that 5th year option. And I don't think the Bulls are going to pick it up. I mean, they already got one PR nightmare and giving $90 million to Patrick Williams. I don't think they want another one.
Yeah.
Nope. I think they're going to blow it up.
Yeah, they don't want
So
that.
we'll
They
see.
don't want that.
We'll see.
This is some
I
good
do got
stuff,
that Steph clip that you.
Yeah.
Desperate trades or desperate, moves that deplete the future. Like, there is a responsibility on allowing keeping the franchise in a good space and good spot when it comes to where we leave this thing when we're done.
And that was about 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, that's.
I'm telling you, bro. Like he's just like, there's no need.
But he said desperate move. So they're not going to just make a move to make a move. But
Bingo.
if it's Kevin Durant, if it's another star that they could bring in, or a young guy that's going to definitely help them, then they definitely make that move. But right now, as it's looking,
I think
I
you
don't
get
think it KD,
Draymond
I think that'd be
Green's
amazing.
money off your books too. That's the only reason I say you would get rid of him. You get the money off the
I
books.
think that's a small amount, though.
Yeah.
Just looking at it, 25 million. Remember when 25 million was a lot in the National
Well, it
Basketball
actually would be
Association?
50 though.
Well, I'm saying per year. But remember when 25 million was a lot in the NBA?
Yeah.
Remember when Kobe signed his 3-year, $75 million deal, and we were all up in arms?
How
We
about the
don't
Jordan
even
1 year
s-
35?
Yeah, we don't even speak about $25 million contracts anymore.
Yeah.
We don't even talk about them.
Or the Chris Webber
monopoly
6-year
money.
It's
140.
monopoly money
Yeah.
at this juncture. We got dudes getting 60 and 65 now. 25? They don't even count that against the books. Especially Golden State. You know they don't give a damn. That's tech money. They don't care. They don't care. Yeah. They really don't.
They got this loyalty for Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll keep him around just for locker room purposes. They'll just keep him around. He is Udonis Haslem right now.
All right, we have another video to show you before we get out of here, and then we'll give some more rumor, trade rumors, and we will talk about some NFL trade rumors that are happening. Anthony Davis goes off on LeBron and Magic after getting traded. This is breaking news.
Fake. You know it's AI.
Y'all ain't nothing without me. No. I made your asses. You can't fire me. Bruh. Do you hear me? Dog. Do you hear me? Y'all can't do me like this.
Two ungrateful sons.
Look at Bronny.
You ungrateful son of a bitches.
Why they got Bronny looking like that?
Bruh.
Was that Cam Reddish? Was that Cam Reddish? No way.
Tragic.
No way.
Tragic.
I disagree.
I
disagree. Bro, I disagree.
I mean, listen, man. AD said it.
That's terrible. That is the worst. Oh, God.
Man.
Help us, Lord.
All right, any last thoughts on the NBA before we move on to the NFL real quick to end it?
NBA is fantastic.
NBA is fantastic,
man. We see it every year. We see it every year, man.
And we might be here early Thursday during the trade deadline to talk too.
Nobody mentioned Myles Turner, and I think the reason nobody has mentioned Myles Turner as of late is because Indiana is on fire right now. I think they're on 11 or a 12-game win streak. Right now, bro. And unless you're going to get somebody to really come in and do what he's doing, being an inside and outside guy, Myles Turner will probably stay in Indiana.
And that's why I've always been so weird on that trade, because Lakers have been rumored to trade for him for 5 years.
Yeah, they've entertained that a few times.
And it's funny because I'm like, just because you want somebody doesn't mean another team wants to give him away.
Yeah.
And with them being in the position, where are they at right now? Number 4?
Who? The Lakers?
Indiana?
Oh, yeah. Indiana.
Indiana's number 5, a game behind New York. They're number 4.
Yeah,
they're number 4, a game up on Milwaukee. And I mean, they're in contention right now. Sure. The East is
no reason to make
Cleveland's
like
young. Cleveland's not guaranteed to hold that number 1 spot through the playoffs. So if they could be beat in the playoffs. Yeah. Boston, they're number 2, and then the Knicks and Indiana. So we don't know what's going on. So I wouldn't trade him if I was Indiana.
No. Well, let me go ahead and throw something out there, and we could be done with the NBA. We all know that Ice Trae is really upset for being snubbed again. I think his time in Atlanta is coming nearly to an end.
I heard they won that draft day trade now.
Right. And what a better place to send Ice Trae to kind of get the fans back up is if you send him to Chicago, and at some point him and Giannis are together in Chicago. I don't know, but Ice Trae is there, and that'd then nice. You have the center that played in Houston,
Clint Capella,
mm-hmm. who is a big man that may be on the move also, and that could be he could be on the Lakers' radar also. So just let you guys know a little bit about moving pieces and people that are really uncomfortable in situations where they are. So we'll see.
That would guarantee Jacoby White definitely being dealt at that point, correct?
Bingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him in purple and gold. Not gonna lie to you.
That would be it.
That's a big point guard.
That is a big point guard.
I think people really don't understand how big Jacoby White is.
Yeah.
6'5".
Legit 6'5".
Yeah.
He's gigantic, bro.
He just dunked on Wemby too.
Yeah, man, look. I really, it's very deceptive. He looks small on television. The dude's 6'5", man.
Yeah.
It's because he's got small. He's at his long, arms. That length. 6'5" with like a 6'9" wingspan.
And he's
like
6'5"
with like a 6'6" wingspan.
Yes.
Like that's what makes him look small. And and of course the hair. But he's a baller. Like people sleep on Kobe.
He's gotten better.
You're a hooper.
Yes. No, like if you got stamped by Chris Paul, like Chris Paul put a stamp on the kid. So enough said, right?
Jacoby White is nice, bro.
So, a lot of moving pieces. Thursday is the trade deadline. Stay tuned. NBA is fantastic.
Please stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll probably be here Thursday afternoon for the trade deadline, maybe like 11 o'clock. So be locked in for that. You work?
Maybe. We'll see.
Just take a lunch break.
We'll see.
Take a lunch break.
We'll see. If I do, I'll slide down.
But it'll be interesting. I'm not sure. I think we might see another big trade in the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think me and you talked about that, or me and Mark might have talked about that yesterday. Like, I think trade deadline day is actually going to be a little quiet. I think we'll see like
this was
pieces and stuff like that.
Tomorrow you'll probably see
we'll
a little bit more.
I think we might see one or two big ones tomorrow. But who knows? There's been some draft day trade deadlines that are just
Clint Capella.
nothing. And then there's some huge ones. Clint Capella would be great for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Dude from
Big contract.
Is it?
Does Clint Capella got a big contract?
I think he had that big contract that he
Still?
signed.
He's still on that.
But he
deal?
probably only got 2 on that.
Nah, bro. He may
Probably
have
only got
like
2
one
left on
more
that.
year on that, maybe. Pull it up real quick.
How much he get on that deal?
I've always liked Clint Capella. I mean, when him and Harden was together,
We saw him with
man.
Harden, and if he's doing that with Harden, what's he gonna do with
Got 2
LeBron
years
and
left on
Luka
it.
dishing him that?
2 years
Two
at
years and
46,
like 45 million.
Come on, brother.
Come on,
Bye.
Buy Austin Reeves.
2 years and $45 million left. That man that made 100.
Listen, I love Austin Reeves.
Buy Rui.
Rui plays a little more defense, so I'd rather keep Rui. But
You rather have Clint
real
Capella.
quick.
You rather
yeah.
have Clint. He's a
I
rim
had to think
protector.
about that one.
I want to go back. I
Let
want
me
to go.
think about that,
I want to go
though.
back to Saturday's game right before the trade happened. We watched the Lakers without AD, which was really weird to watch, and then see the trade happen later because we're watching and we're like, man, Lakers are balling today without AD. When AD comes back, they're playing really good defense. When AD comes back, we might start rising up to the top
40
of
and 20. Y'all need that.
Because Jared Vanderbilt's back. If he could stay healthy, that is one of our best defenders.
big
If he
old
could stay
if.
healthy. But he looked really good.
He did. He played well the other night.
And then Dorian Finney-Smith. That dude is a shooter
Starting to find
and a defensive player.
He's starting to
And
find
your point guard is starting to actually ball. The one from Miami.
Gabe Vincent looks a lot better, and his
Still
defense
pissed me
has
off
been
the
better.
other night. Shamar Moore.
I mean, he could be in a trade package too. You know what I'm saying? If someone's high off him from what he did 2 years ago in the finals, but Lakers
Tyler
were
Perry special
looking good
on top
right
of
then defensively, right, without AD. So it's weird that we got a glimpse of what they look like without AD against. I mean, they were doubling Karl Anthony Towns up,
Yeah.
and he didn't do anything that game. So that's a
did
big
nothing.
man that you D'd up. So if we can get rid of Rui or Austin Reeves and get a good big man, this is going to be a dangerous team.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really dangerous team because the defense got better by getting Dorian Finney-Smith, and if Vanderbilt can stay healthy.
Because I'm going to say this to all you haters out there. I know LeBron James is 40 years old, but right now, he's still top 5 in the
he
league.
don't
Please
look
give me
40.
4.
He don't look 40.
He's still top 5 in the league.
Fam don't look 40, bro.
Top 5. Can you name 5 other ones
I wouldn't argue with
that's
you.
balling
I
better
wouldn't
than he
necessarily
is right
argue
now?
with you. I mean, we can probably find 5 other players that you could look at from a talent perspective that would be more talented at this juncture, but better because there's two differences. There's distinct differences. Talent and just flat being better. Nah, G, he's still top 5. He's still top 5.
Yikes.
Still top 5. And it's crazy. It's crazy that I'm even saying that. He's still top 5 at 40.
You got
What's even
PJ
crazier
Tucker.
is that one of the people that you might make an argument to say that he could be better or equal on par just came over to be his teammate.
Yeah.
Bingo. And then you got PJ Tucker, who just got traded away from the Clippers over to Utah. Please look at that contract to be bought out.
That's gonna be a buyout.
And then
that's a buyout.
Mo Bamba, that contract to be bought out. And if the Lakers don't have defense, bringing in PJ Tucker and then bringing in a Clint Capella or something like that, those, for and Vanderbilt over there having a quick fix right there, that puts you still in the conversation still.
Sure.
Dude, they're going to be fine. That's why everyone's tripping. Like, what are we going to do? We have no sense. It's like, dude, can we just accept the fact we just got Luka?
Yeah,
and now we have
relish
options.
in that first. Relish in that part first
Yeah.
and then go forward.
Yeah, now we have options to build around that.
Yeah,
and it's
sure.
not going to be that hard to build around that. You don't need a superstar center.
Not at all.
You need a good defensive center. He doesn't even need to score.
No.
Hopefully he can, but he doesn't need to be a scorer. He
need
needs
to,
to be a
though.
rebounder, a shot blocker.
That's it.
And that's it. And we're going to see different combinations that JJ and the coaching staff are going to have to do. You can't have Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron on the floor at the same time for long periods of
Austin
time.
Reeves
And-
might.
Unless you just want to go offense and like kill the other team offensively for a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
But on the defensive end, that's not going to work out. That's why I think Austin Reeves is a little more expendable now. But you could also get a lot for Austin Reeves.
You can get a lot for Austin Reeves, and let's not forget that when the Clippers made that trade, sending P.J. Tucker and Mo Bamba over to Utah, they sent Patty Mills and somebody else over to the Clippers. I wouldn't be surprised if Patty Mills finishes out this season with the Clippers, and then he's already in L.A. You might as well just go ahead and just bring him on over to the big brother in L.A. And so there's just a lot of moves, and a lot of things being done. So.
And people are going to want to go play with Luka in LA. I mean, that's not. This isn't Kobe and LeBron on their in their 30s and 40s.
This is a 5 years ahead move right now.
Bingo. Yeah. And this is something like Lakers could genuinely be in contention for a ring this year, and for the next 10. Yeah, depending on what they do with Luka, and if he stays healthy and gets in shape. Like I said, if Luka gets in shape, it's over. Yeah, he's the third best player in the league, top 3. I wouldn't even say third best. He might be 1 or 2, but he's top 3 in the league being out of shape.
Yeah, and he's a dog.
Yeah.
And that's what Lakers have been wanting.
And he loves basketball. And we talk about this all the time, how many players do we watch that are very good and talented and they're doing good in the league, but they don't love basketball?
Well, he's been playing professionally since he was 7.
Yeah.
So let's just
for real.
He loves basketball.
So,
all right, moving on. NFL real quick. Myles Garrett requested a trade formally with a nice letter and everything.
Yeah, good.
He needs to. Cleveland's a dump. He's one of the best defensive players in the league.
That's where people go to die.
Do you want him to go to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he can go to KC. I'd love to see him over there so to give everybody another year to hate on Patrick Mahomes. Send him over to KC, man.
I mean, it's a lot of spots, man, where you can place Myles Garrett and
Detroit.
He'd be
on the other side of
that wouldn't even be fair.
Hutchinson.
That wouldn't even be fair, man.
Yikes.
I'm not interested in that. I don't want to see that as an NFC guy.
Or you send him, but he don't want to be in Pittsburgh. He don't get along with TJ. So put him on the other side of TJ would, in my opinion, would be just ridiculous.
This is business.
But
this is business out here, man.
I
ain't gotta like you.
And he said, my goal has never been to go from Cleveland to Canton. My goal is to win a Super Bowl. He wants to compete.
You want to compete?
Some people are cool being
I like
in
Detroit.
a black hole and not doing anything.
Detroit. I like Buffalo.
Washington.
I think Washington is the front runner right now. I really do. Whoa. I think Washington is the front runner right now to get him. If he gets to Washington, it's a wrap.
They're so fun to watch already.
It's a done deal. You got Payne over there in the middle already. It's a done deal.
That's a good look.
If he gets to Washington. They're going to be a problem.
They're already a problem.
They already an issue now.
So that's going to be
because I don't see him leaving Cleveland to go play for Chip Kelly offense.
No, not here. He's not coming here. Just simply for state taxes? No, we're not doing that. Wow. I'd rather go to D.C.
All right, and then another player that didn't request a trade, but was told he's getting traded. Mr. Cooper Kupp over there in L.A. Been injured too much. And when you're injured that much, you just we can't keep you around.
Nobody's safe.
We can't keep you around.
Green Bay, Buffalo.
Does he want? Does a player with those many injuries want to go
Detroit,
to a cold city though?
Probably
Detroit
not.
Inside,
Washington,
Detroit inside,
Tampa.
Tampa would be nice.
Give Baker Mayfield another look.
This is, and so here's the thing: you're trading him, right? He has the chance to be healthy for another really good 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Chris Godwin coming off the injury, he's not going to be the same. You put Cooper Kupp. You're not going to put him on the outside spot. You'll put him inside and let him go to work.
What about the Raiders?
What about the Chargers? He can stay in LA.
Well, they already got my boy Ladd McConkey over there, man. They already got Ladd. Ladd and Cooper Kupp the same guy. Yeah. Ladd is much younger.
You said it like a bad thing.
No. I don't think it's a bad thing, but Ladd is filling that role. So I don't know. I ain't gonna say necessarily where he would fit, but where would he fit? Kind of deal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
Raiders?
That's a possibility. I would like him in Tampa though.
That'd be look.
That would be a good look in Tampa.
Who's throwing to him in Vegas?
Probably Shedeur Sanders. We'll see.
They're saying they don't even want to get a quarterback, which
that's
is weird.
crazy.
Well, that's because
Russ?
Well,
or Russ.
Yeah, the reason that they're saying that is because Pete Carroll's like, look, I want to go in another direction as far as quarterback. I mean, not getting a quarterback, because I think, in my opinion, that they're really trying to save space for the Manning kid over in Texas.
So you have to tank.
I don't like the idea of tanking in football, man. My life is on the line out here, bro.
Well, and that's the thing. Like people say teams can tank, but players aren't tanking.
No, sometimes you just stink as a
Well, that's
team.
what got Antonio fired.
Yeah.
So got Lovey fired too.
Yeah, he didn't tank.
Yep, because he didn't. Finna risk my boys getting killed out here, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's tragic.
You can't do that, man. These dudes playing for their livelihood out here, man. They trying to knock your whole block off your shoulders, bruh. What are we doing?
Although another quarterback that could make it depends on what Pittsburgh is doing, but if Justin somehow comes a free agent, that'd be a nice little fit in Vegas.
Okay.
He shouldn't be a free agent. He needs to be a Steeler.
Yeah. We already know Russell's ceiling.
Pittsburgh is right now. There was too much smoke that was going on with the whole, Tomlin might be traded and or entertaining the thoughts of that. So I don't know. It's just something that I don't feel as comfortable when it comes to Pittsburgh's immediate future right now.
Seriously.
Do you as a Pittsburgh fan, Dre, think you need to go out and get another wideout?
No.
Ride with George Pickens and see where it goes.
I would say ride with George Pickens. I mean, I don't even want to give up my running back.
Right. Oh, you got a nice two-headed monster over there. There's there's nothing wrong with the backfield.
Well, he's a free agent.
Yeah,
Harris.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. It's just something not right looming over in Pittsburgh. I really think they should make it be known and say, you know what? We're going to bring Justin Fields in. We're going to pay him, this amount of money. We know what Russell Wilson's ceiling is. We don't know what the ceiling is with Fields.
Russell
He's
Wilson's
younger, and I don't think we need to keep holding on to these aging quarterbacks, kind of like we did with Ben Roethlisberger on his way out. I don't think we need to do that with Russell
Especially
Wilson.
with a quarterback that hasn't done anything for you.
Man,
It's not like you had to be loyal.
You don't have no loyalty to Russell Wilson.
There's no loyalty
There's no
to
loyalty
Russell
to
Wilson.
him.
I don't think they keep Russell Wilson.
I want Justin to stay in
I think
Pittsburgh.
Russell Wilson would be good for a small fix to go right back and play for his old coach, Pete Carroll, over in Las Vegas. Go ahead and bring Sierra down here so she can get her a nice little smaller residency
but I feel like
real
Pete was
quick.
kind of done with him.
I mean,
They seem to be clashing at the end of that, and that was one of the reasons Russ actually went to Denver.
That could be a thing, but fences are meant to be mended.
And are they really trying to win though too right now?
Yeah,
especially
if you bring in a big name,
especially if you're saying that you're not going to
factor.
go out and get a quarterback.
Yeah,
because I think that the long term they really want that Manning kid.
I agree.
Which they
How
should.
old is Pete? How old is
They should.
Pete? 72?
98.
Pete old,
No, he's
man.
72.
72, right? Man. What do you got? 2 more years?
He's a fill-in coach.
2 years.
Couple years?
Yeah, he's a fill-in.
he's a fill-in coach.
He's there
definitely
to
a
make
fill-in.
little small moves.
So I could see you. I could see your point, bringing in Russ. So now you have some big names.
Bingo.
You hype up the Vegas crowd a little bit with some names, and then
you still do a little bit under 500. You put yourself in a situation to get Manning after next year.
Or are they saying they don't want a quarterback? Are they being smarter with Brady there, maybe? Saying, let's act like we don't want anything, and then they trade up on draft day for a quarterback.
You never know.
Because him and Shedeur Sanders, I mean, they text all the time. Every time Raiders lost, Shedeur Sanders was happy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing right there. That could be something that happens. I could see. I don't know what Vegas has to trade, but I mean, they throw in some first-round picks and
Crosby,
their own first
Bye-bye.
round. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you need to get a quarterback, so yeah, we'll see, man. Mark, I appreciate you getting on with us.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all.
Shout
Good
out,
love,
brother.
where can they find you? And shout out your podcast.
Oh yeah, you can find me a co-host of the Me and E Show. You can find it on Apple. You can find it on Spotify. You can always hit me on Twitter at M_Jones 3340. And it's been a pleasure again. Quan, thanks for having me on. Dre, good seeing you, my man.
Yeah, man.
And thank you. I gotta shout out Dre because Dre told me last time we talked was doing the whole Justin Fields thing. He said, if we get him in Pittsburgh, we'll treat him good. So shout out to Dre, shout out to the Steelers because they took care of my guy Justin Fields.
Yeah, but I don't think we're treating him that good, man. Like you
Nah, you should.
Well,
have
hey,
never
he
got
got
pulled.
traded better than he got in the Bull. Then he was with the Bears.
That's
so.
very true.
Yes.
And shout out to Goose. Goose, hey man, it's been a pleasure rocking the mic with you, sir.
Salute,
I look
brother.
forward to doing it again down the
Salute,
road,
man.
sir.
Absolutely,
Hopefully, actually,
man.
I'll get out to Vegas and do this in person.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that'd
let's
be
do it.
fantastic.
Do it, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah,
Or
let's
y'all
do
can
it.
come out to Texas and we can do that too. So
Absolutely.
I'm with that.
Once the studio's
Dallas
built.
is on the list.
Once
Yeah.
the studio's built.
Dallas
We'll bring
is
our
a
golf
must.
clubs and we'll make a day of it.
It's definite.
Mark, do you
Dallas is
golf?
Definite.
Do you golf?
No, I don't golf.
Well, you can be my caddy.
Hey, listen, that's fine, bro. I whip them carts. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
I do that.
Straight up.
I'll do that. But no, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. And like I said, anytime, Quan, day one, and so I'll anytime you want to reach out, bro, I'm down.
For sure, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it again. Goose, let them know where they can find you.
Oh, man.
Your podcast is blowing up.
Yeah, man, we own, man. Of course, Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. It's what we do for the last 13 years, man. Myself and this gentleman across from me, man, been bringing you the hottest in sports talk for the last 13 years, man. You can find us right here on Gorilla Cross Radio, man, every Saturday at 2 p.m., man. And, of course, Links and Legends, man. My YouTube channel, CDL Cigar and Golf. Like and subscribe, man.
That's
We
it.
on, brother.
Yeah, Dre.
Hey, you can find us at Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk every Saturday at 2 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Pacific Coast time, that is. We give you guys the best of sports talk here on Gorilla Cross. Follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we do, like that there.
Like that there.
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to this channel too, Unnamed Sports Show.
Yeah, man.
Subscribe to Gorilla Cross. Subscribe to Let the Ball Bounce. You can follow me at Quan59 on all social media. Follow at Unnamed Sports Show on all social media as well. And we are out.
Yes, sir.
Goof
Please
Troop is
share
out.
the
Goof Troop.
share the live stream
Yeah, man.
or share the replay.
Yeah.
Share the replay. What happened? I was gonna play something. Where'd it go? Oh man!
You
Oh well.
lost it.
Oh no, I still have it.
Oh, you still got it.
What
Look
we're
at
gonna
that.
go out with? We're gonna go out with some sports knowledge.
Hey, man, get to Vegas soon, man.
For
Get
the
to
future,
Vegas.
For real.
Cause
For sure.
we'll get into the
Sure.
J Kid too. J Kid and the general manager. What's his name?
With those
Lazy?
graphics.
Yeah, Nico. They had they did the press conference, and it was mad contradictory. A lot of contradictions. And obviously, they're gonna play it.